Hi, Jordan. What are feelings and why do we have them? Well, here's a way of thinking about it. So, look, let's say you were walking down a pathway. I actually saw this happen one day, so I'll tell you the story. So, I was walking along the cliffs near, I think it was San Diego or LA. I don't remember. I think it's probably, I think it was San Diego. Anyways, I was walking along there with some friends and a brother of a friend of mine who's quite a tall guy. He's about 6'5", something like that. And he was walking along the path on the edge of the cliff, kind of sandy and with scrub pine around, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And it was March, I think, so it was warm, but not too warm. We were walking along, and all of a sudden, his little girl, who I think was like 4 or 5, she was walking in front of him and in front of me. And I guess we were going around a little bit of a corner, and all of a sudden she jumped right up on his shoulders, which I'd never seen a child do that. It was like watching, if a cat's asleep and you go at it, it'll like jump up and puff out its hair and can jump straight up. Well, that's what this kid did, and there was a rattlesnake at the side of the path. Now it was cold, which was probably good, but there's a guy named. It'll come to me. It's a book that I should have on my book list, actually. And he showed that there are circuits in your brain. They're reflex circuits, so this had been demonstrated to some degree much earlier, that map. So imagine that a snake is a pattern, and then imagine that there's a pattern on your retina that constitutes the snake, and then imagine that that can be transformed into another pattern, which is a muscular output pattern. And that muscular output pattern is to jump you in the air. So your eyes make your muscles move in a particular way. And that happens before you see the snake and before you're afraid. And the reason for that is that, there are not many neural connections between snake detection and leaping in the air. And that's because if you waited to feel fear and waited to see the snake, that would take between a quarter and half a second, something like that. And the snake would have already bitten you. So unless you had those really short neural pathways that have been conserved in the evolutionary process since like the beginning of time, anything super fast and simple would be able to kill you. So let's say that you do encounter something unexpected. Well, first you have these bodily reflexes that are really fast. And then the next thing that happens, generally speaking, is that you feel an emotion, like maybe you're frozen. So if you hear a real growl behind you, you'll freeze, and then you'll feel fear, and that'll keep you frozen. And so the fear is an indication of that physiological state, and then only after that will you start to think and strategize. And so you need reactions at multiple levels of temporal resolution in order to keep you safe in the world. And the fast reactions are muscular and reflexive, and then the next ones, generally speaking, are something like emotions, and they're low resolution but quick. Like if you're afraid, it means there's something that may be dangerous. It's vague. It's not till you explore it that you know exactly what the danger is, but the fear is a good enough initial category. So you could think about feelings as instinctual categories: things to love, things to eat, things to run away from, things to run towards. They're low resolution categories. And that's how animals categorize the world. They use emotion and motivation to categorize the world. So we have them to keep ourselves properly oriented in the world and to react quickly, and so that we can stay alive. So. But oh, you're so cool with your shades on. I don't even know you. And all this time I heard you say it's better if we not go different ways. I think she